Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Flat Cap Bureau Talk. And this one, I am going to be doing a Would I Sign Adama Traore sort of breakdown and scout report. So let me know what you think of this one. I feel like this is supposedly the player that we continue to be rumored with. A bit annoying, if I may add, that we keep being rumored with this guy. But I thought I'd break down maybe whether I would actually sign Adama Traore for 20 million, because purportedly that is the fee that he might be going for. So let's break it down. Of course, the background. He's born in Barcelona, Spain. At one stage or another, he was actually, finding himself in the Barcelona Youth Academy, which is quite impressive. He's 25 years old, born in 1996, 5 feet 10 inches tall. Like I said, his youth career did involve playing for La Masia, which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me. His current club is, of course, Wolves. He's valued around 25.2 million pounds, according to Transfermarkt, and his contract does expire in 2023, which is potentially why we've been heavily rumored with the guy for that reason. His attributes, of course, I feel like include his power, his pace, and maybe I'll break down the bravery part. I feel like what makes maybe Adama actually 2 degrees so special is that he has pretty much no fear in taking, on any sort of defender, even despite his lack of quality of a good touch, despite his overall quality as a footballer. He does have complete. He's fearless the way that he goes after players. So I think that is, an attribute of his. He has incredible aggression as well, the way that sometimes he'll go at players. He also presses sometimes quite well, and then sometimes he doesn't press well. So the aggression maybe is a bit of a stretch. Very good at dribbling at pace. I feel like his first touch isn't so great, second touch isn't that great, but sometimes it's really that kind of dribbling in stride, that kind of, going at someone in full pace at full stride. He is actually quite unbelievable, and his touch can be quite incredible when you do see him going at full pace. He's, of course, he brings the excitement factor, and he does as well, obviously, have the strength. So those are some of the attributes, I think, of Adama Traore. It's hard to come up with, accurate descriptions of him that aren't just all in the athletic sort of sense. But let's break down his stats compared to Lucas. And so I figured we'd compare him to Lucas in order to kind of answer whether we really do want Adama Traore for this one. And his goals and assists combined so far this season, 0, where Lucas is at a total of 5, I believe, with 3 goals and 2 assists, if I'm not mistaken. And key passes, though. And what must be said, though, is Adama Traore, I believe, has played less than, I think it's something like 200 or 300 minutes, difference between him and Lucas. Lucas has played 200, at least 200 more minutes than Adama has, which is significant amount of football. I mean, that's almost 2.5 games when you think about it. And I believe, it's actually way more than 200. I believe it's like 250. So I think it is a full 2.5 matches more. But Adama, near around the same amount of key passes as Lucas, which I think actually says a lot. I think that is actually probably a point to Adama Traore there. Crosses into the penalty area. He's very, very decent at getting down the byline and putting it into the penalty area, where Lucas likes to stay nice and inside and in the middle area. He doesn't really like to be out in the wings, I would say. Lucas, progressive passes, Lucas, unbelievable at this, 58 progressive passes versus 22. And I would say this is a damning indictment of Adama Traore compared to Lucas. Lucas does know how to play very short, intricate passes and also play direct, where I would say Adama is not very skilled at that. Shot creating actions per 90, though. I mean, they both create a lot of shot creating actions per 90. But Lucas is at 3.2, where Adama is at 4.35. And again, shot creating action is basically a chance created. So Adama almost creates 2 degree, you might say. It would be a bit of a stretch to say this, but he might create, to a sense, more chances than Lucas actually does. Players dribbled past. I mean, Adama is going to win this every time, but Lucas by no means is also, he's dominating the entire league in this stat as well in terms of players dribbled past. Lucas has dribbled past 33 players, while Adama has dribbled past 62 so far this season. So it's practically, I believe, the best in Europe's top 5 leagues, that number. So no one else in Europe is going to beat him there. Progressive carries, he has 91, where Lucas has 99. These guys are just both ridiculous when it comes to progressive carries. They just only think forward. They only think direct. They will carry the ball forward. They will dribble at their man. And so this is not a huge surprise. Carries into the penalty area, though, for Adama with 27, where Lucas has 10. I'm not really sure exactly how to describe this one. I find this one to be a bit interesting, if you ask me. I guess Adama just does know how to carry the ball into the penalty area. He knows how to kind of dribble right at his man, but I would be surprised that Lucas doesn't have more than that. So kind of interesting. Carries into the final third. 28 versus 37. Lucas certainly has much better ability to carry the ball into the final third. But again, Adama's stats are quite comparable to that, especially for someone who's played three fewer games in total than Lucas has in terms of actual minutes played. And then Ariel's one. Lucas Mora, everybody, that's one of the best verticals, especially for someone of his height I've ever seen in world football with 37. Ariel's won so far, whereas Adama's only won 11. But there it is, everybody. There's a bit of a stats breakdown. I must say, would I take Adama for 20 million? I think the answer is always and kind of forever will be probably no. I wouldn't like to have Adama, but the further that price drops, if that drops to 15 million, 10 million, I think I'd steal for 10 million. I hate to say it. I think he would be a steal. 15 million, I'd probably still take it to consideration. 20 million still feels like a bit too much maybe for me, but it's a much better improvement on the 40 million that I guess we were rumored with or whatever it was before. But do let me know in the comments down below. Would you sign Adama Traore for 20 million? I feel like what he can offer is that he could basically play Lucas's position. He could also be a right wing back, sort of. I'm hard to say on that because I feel like he's not so defensively great, Dama Traore, but he would be able to absolutely cause fear into other teams him out on the wingback areas there. And if he did have that delivery, he would be probably one of the best players in football, but unfortunately does not. 20 million, I keep going back and forth on it. I'm still going to say no, but do let me know. I think there's some convincing arguments, as the stats have probably shown here, for why maybe 20 million could, to a degree, be kind of a fair price for the guy. But that will be all for Flat Cap Bureau Talk. This was a scout report and a breakdown of Adama Traore, a bit of a kind of a different one for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell to never miss another, and I'll be seeing you.